Welcome to Inspiring Narratives, your favorite channel for uplifting stories, renewed hope, and cultivating a deeper connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Discover with me how turning to Allah can lead you to amazing changes in your life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're back with another uplifting story that will, by the grace of Allah, strengthen your faith and renew your hope, inshallah. Let's start by sending peace and blessings on our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. You know, this whole experience really gave me a new perspective on life, and I carry those lessons with me every day. I'm a peaceful person and never wish harm on anyone. Alhamdulillah, my husband is the same. We try to live our lives with sincerity and faith. Back then, we were living in a family house. It was huge, with enough space for all 24 of us. My husband has 5 brothers, all married, and each couple had their own little section, 2 rooms, a kitchen and a bathroom. There were also common areas. We all shared. We ate and drank together, especially during Ramadan. It was almost like it was a must to gather together. And in a way, it was beautiful. Sitting together helped strengthen our bond. But as with everything in life, it wasn't perfect. You know how sometimes someone comes along and unintentionally or intentionally stirs up drama? Well, that's what happened in our home. It led to years of problems. My children were still really young. My eldest was 8 and my youngest was just 6 months old. My sister-in-law had children around the same age as mine, so we were all in the same phase of motherhood. At first, everything was fine. We were getting along, living in harmony. But things changed when my youngest brother-in-law got married. His new wife didn't seem too happy with the communal lifestyle. That's when the problems started. She'd talk to one sister-in-law, then another, planting little seeds of discord. Slowly, the atmosphere in the house changed. People's attitudes shifted, and even the kindness we once shared started to fade. The warmth and the unity that once filled our home disappeared. Suddenly everyone was focused on their own needs. Even simple things like food and water became a source of complaints. This person eats more than that person, this one uses more water than that one, and so on. It was exhausting. I've always been someone who avoids gossip and unnecessary drama. I prefer to keep to myself. If someone talks to me, I respond politely. If they don't, I stay silent to avoid problems. I believe that's helped me keep a sense of peace and remain focused on the future. And alhamdulillah, I have a strong connection with Allah. That's a huge blessing in my life. I'm grateful to Allah for guiding me. I dedicate my days and nights to worship, always trying to strengthen my bond with Allah. Everyone in the house prayed, but I believe faith is more than just outward actions. It's crucial to remember that we should not judge others solely by their outward actions or appearances. What is visible on the surface may not reflect what's inside one's heart and mind. Things started to really escalate after that daughter-in-law joined the family. Within a few months, tensions were high. My husband one day was frustrated and said to me, "How long are we going to be dealing with this headache? We need a solution." His brother, who's just a year older than him, and they had a good understanding with each other and got along. My husband suggested to him, "Why don't we buy a big house together? You take one part and I take the other." In the beginning, everyone was in agreement. We all had good intentions and we all genuinely wanted the best for each other. So I sold my gold and my husband had a car which was slightly old but would provide us with a good amount of money that we could put towards the house. All 4 of us started combining our money together and we managed to gather enough for a down payment, with the rest to be paid in installments. After 2 years of hard work, we finally finished paying off all the installments. But there were still some legal procedures and paperwork that needed to be done to secure our rights. One day, my husband went to the government department to take care of some missing documents and asked his brother to meet him at the office. While he was there trying to finish off the paperwork, he got the shock of his life. He realized that his brother had registered their new home solely in his name. And when his brother arrived, they got into an argument. My brother-in-law said to my husband, "I don't owe you anything. If you're so smart, prove I took money from you. The owner of the house received all payments from me. You only paid once or twice." The situation was shocking and unbelievable, and my husband felt so betrayed. He thought to himself, this can't be real. He's definitely just saying this to provoke me. He met up with his brother the next day to try and sort things out, but his brother told him the exact same words he had told him before. I owe you nothing. If you think I do, prove it. He came home and told me what had happened, and I could see how angry and upset he was. It's serious, it's not a joke, he told me. I told him he couldn't just remain silent. We must get your father and brothers involved. They will talk to him. They will help resolve the situation. We have worked so hard to save every penny. He can't just take our share. My husband had trusted his older brother and left all the payments to him. If he doesn't want us to share the house with him, he can give us back the money we paid. The father and brothers tried to talk to him to make him see sense, but nothing. But no matter what we said, nothing changed. His own father started making dua against him. His mother started making dua against him. And his brothers cut him off. And my husband cut him off also. There was nothing we could do. There was nothing anyone could do. The law offers little protection to those who don't take their precautions or are overly kind. And sadly, we fall into that category. Good-hearted people often get taken advantage of by the closest of people to them. So we decided to leave it in the hands of Allah and stayed in the family home. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law took the new house for himself and cut off all ties with us. His father forbade him from entering the family home, and we don't have any communication with them whatsoever. Then came Eid al-Adha. We were fasting during the first 10 days of Zulhijjah. Especially on the day of Arafah, I gave out as much charity as Allah permitted for me to give. And I prayed with all my heart, asking Allah to restore our rights and compensate us for the hardships that we'd endured. I prayed to Allah to open up a door of sustenance that would compensate us from everything we'd been through. I also prayed for a daughter. I have 2 boys, alhamdulillah, and I had 2 baby girls that they both didn't survive. I dreamed of having a baby girl. I was dedicated to la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah and dua from my heart from 12 noon till Maghrib time. Eid al-Adha passed, and a few weeks later, something amazing happened. My husband got a job offer in Qatar, a job he had dreamed of for years. Subhanallah, things just started falling into place. 6 months later, I joined him with our children. Allah opened doors of blessings for us in ways we couldn't even imagine. My husband continued to send money to his family back home despite everything that had happened, and every time he sent money, his mother would pray for him. We've truly felt the blessings of those prayers in our lives. And then another incredible thing happened. I found out I was pregnant, and this time Allah blessed us with a beautiful baby girl. After all those years of longing for a daughter, my prayers were finally answered. We were overwhelmed with gratitude and joy. Before the next Eid al-Adha came, we were blessed with a baby girl. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. But the blessings didn't stop there. My husband's work flourished, and we were able to build a beautiful life in Qatar. We went from living modestly to experiencing true financial freedom. We bought a stunning house. It was beyond anything we could have imagined. The other thing, those who have been wronged or oppressed, those who have been harmed, don't rush. Things might take time, but Allah surely responds. Life took a strange turn. My brother-in-law ended up in a serious legal issue and was imprisoned for 8 years. Until now, he's in prison. It wasn't something any of us expected, but it reminded me of how life can change in unexpected ways, and what goes around comes around. Through all this, I've learned that the prayer of the oppressed is powerful. Never underestimate the power of dua, especially from someone who's been wronged. And never despair of Allah's mercy. He listens and responds in ways we might not expect. Sometimes the answer comes immediately, and other times it's delayed for reasons only Allah knows. But His timing is always perfect. Despite everything, my husband forgave him. When his brother offered to give him his share of the house, my husband refused and said, I don't want the house, I forgive you. What's happened to you is enough. What amazed me most was how humble my husband remained. Despite everything, he continued to send money to his brother, the one who had wronged us. He said, I'd rather help my brother than see a stranger do it. And every month, without fail, he sent money to support his brother's household. The remembrance of Allah, especially saying La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, has brought so much peace and goodness into my life. It has protected me and my family and preserved the blessings that Allah has given us. Now we are living a peaceful and content life. I'm blessed with 3 beautiful children, 2 sons and a daughter. Looking at them, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the journey Allah has taken us on. From hardship to ease, Allah has been with us every step of the way. To anyone going through tough times, I'd say, don't lose hope. Keep praying, keep trusting in Allah, and know that He has a plan for you. The trials you're facing today may be preparing you for the blessings of tomorrow. And always be grateful. Gratitude opens the door to even more blessings. I hope that by sharing my story, I've given you a bit of hope and reminded you of Allah's boundless mercy. May Allah bless you all. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you found any value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, then consider subscribing. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so do leave a comment down below. I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.